So I often say that Tezza Business Solution is God's own company because of the situation surrounding how we got started. So if you remember 2008, it was a major recession. And within that point in time, my wife and I basically literally almost lost it all and got a call from a friend of mine who was attending a class here and attending a conference here in Nairobi. And it was a conference being hosted by iTech. And I thought I should have attended that conference. So eventually connected with them. They invited me to Nigeria. I spoke at the event and I was further invited to come to Nairobi to speak. And going through that process, I expressed interest in teaching a masterclass, which they agreed to. And the idea was we would split profit 50-50. So, but on coming, I didn't have the funding to even come. So all I was able to bring with me was only $150 in my pocket and borrowed money to buy my airline ticket. But on coming on that first journey, there were people that played significant parts in how we got here. And it was all about just God being faithful. So there was Anne Karaoke, who now resides in the US, works for Apple, who sold the classes. She sold about 15 classes at $1,500 each. There was Andrea Bonstead, a German lady who lived here who I didn't know, who picked me up from the airport and whose house I lived in for 3 years. She offered us a bedroom and my wife and I would spend our time whenever we come and never took a dime in rent. And then we eventually rented a dining room, no bigger than where we're sitting. And that was our first Tezza office. And we brought in a carpenter, Cosmos, which I still use till today. And Cosmos came in and, crafted a sitting area for 5 people. We had our server in there. And we were in that office for our first 3 years. And we grew from 5 people to 30 people from October of 2010 to March of 2011. And some of our first clients, when you think about them, the KRAs of the world, the Safaricoms of the world, the Zain back then, the KTDA, KQ, when you think about the calibers of organizations we worked with, in our first year of operation, it only could have been God that would have made it possible. And I'm mentioning that just the providence of God to the extent that we all are destined for greatness. And within Tezza, I want it to be that when people come through, they understand that they're part of a bigger mission, much bigger than just coming to collect a salary, that they have a role to play in empowering other people that come after them to do big things, right? And also that, unlike other organizations where they've had funding, they've had grants, they've had loans, we've never had any of that in the 12 years of operation. So it's been that whatever it is we earn, we put back into growing the company. So it's quite important to me that our employees understand that they are critical in the growth of the organization because what they bring to the table will help ensure our next life, and others who knew nothing about the organization helped us get to where we are today.